What is up guys, Zach here from the Chaos Galaxy, and today I'm going to be doing the 4th planet profile episode for set 2 of my trading card game, the Chaos Galaxy TCG. And today's planet is the 4th furthest planet from the Sun in the galaxy. So there we have the Sun, and then 1, 2, 3 and 4. And it's the planet Sindian, which is the heaven planet, formerly part of the planet Sindius, and its counterpart is the planet Sindel, which is the Hell planet, which I'll be showing in my next planet profile video. And if you want to see all the cards from the planet Sindian in set 1, there'll be a link to that planet profile in the description below. But I'm just going to quickly do a recap of set 1 and tell you a bit about the planet. So, like I said, it's the heaven planet, and because it's the heaven planet, all the creatures on it are kind and they like to help each other out. So the way the planet plays is to do with you having a lot of cards in your hand and just sort of overpowering your opponent by having all your creatures in your hand, a load on your planet, and having them all work together to one ultimate goal, which is of course you winning the game. The planet Sindian reads: while you have 2 or more Sindian creatures on your planet, your opponent can only attack the one with the highest health. So that just goes again with like the stronger ones helping out the weaker ones and then all working together. So I'll just quickly go through the cards from set 1. We of course have Orbov, who's one of my favourites. We've got Tonex, who's a really rare card. We've got Cloudicorn. We've got Angelital. We've got Bogabooga. We've got the strongest creature from set 1 for this planet, who's also the strongest common card in the game, and that is of course the almighty Drangel with that 320 power. We've then got Paradrax, and then we have the resource card Divine Doom, which is another really rare card, and it reads: kill a Sindian creature in your hand to kill every creature on your opponent's planet. So that's really powerful. I'm going to show you all the new cards from set 2 now. You have seen a couple already actually, the first one of those being the cover card for set 2, the almighty Elite Drangel, who is the most powerful creature in the game in terms of added up power and health. So the total of 880 power and health is the strongest in the game so far. He's an 8-star, he's again a really rare card, as you can tell by his shine, and he reads: you can only play this card by killing 1 Drangel from your planet, but you don't pay any stars for that. And then this card can't be played by the card abilities. I just put that on the end because he's so powerful. I just don't want him being played over and over again because that would be unfair. The next card we've got is Ploob, who is a very handy card. He's got 100 power, 130 health, and he's a 3-star who reads: if you have no cards on your planet, you can free play this creature from your hand. So if you're running low on stars, if you've played quite a few zones or powerful creatures, which you will do playing this galaxy, then Ploob is just a really handy card to have. Next up, we've got a new card called Helix. He's quite weak, he's only a 1-star with 50 power and 60 health, and he doesn't have an ability, but there's a use for every card, and he is pretty cute. Next up, we've got one of the Knight cards. I showed you this in my speed art video, and you absolutely loved it, so thanks for that. But it's Divinite, who's an all-round creature with 200 power, 200 health, and 4 stars, and there's his artwork, which I do have to say looks pretty cool. Next up is this guy, or these guys should I say, Dupab. I was going to make him a rare card, but I ended up leaving him as a common. He's got 100 power and 200 health. He's got 100 power and 200 health, and his ability reads: when you cost play this creature, you can free play any dead creature to your planet that is from your planet card. So, for example, if you're using the planet card Gaios, then you must play a dead Gaios card. Or in this case, you know, we're going to be using the planet Sindian, so you have to play one of your dead Sindian cards. However, its power and health become 10, and it loses any special ability that it has. So, basically the thinking behind this is Dupab here has his little friend, who's pretty weak, and then he just takes like the spirit of one of your dead cards and becomes that card. And the first reason why this is useful is quite obvious. It's just you have an extra creature on board to do things like protect your planet or sacrifice for some card abilities. But the way you can really utilise this card with the planet Sindian is with Elite Drangel. Because when I've been playtesting with Elite Drangel, I've been having some problems where if you get Drangel to your hand, and then you don't get Elite Drangel, you play your Drangel, it'll die, and then later in the game you'll draw Elite Drangel and you won't be able to play it at all. So the way Dupab really comes in handy is you play it, and you can bring back a dead Drangel that you've already used, and although its power and health will just become 10, so it will be deemed quite useless, you can just go ahead, kill that regular Drangel to bring out an Elite Drangel, and there you actually get to use both of them, because with Elite Drangel, you know, you're kind of wasting a Drangel even though it's a really good card. So yeah, that's the way Dupab comes in handy. And another reason why I like him is because, although he is from the planet Sindian and works well with the planet, you can use him for other planets. For example, Elite Kronk, who has pretty much the same ability as Elite Drangel, only you have to kill a Kronk. You could use Dupab with that too. Another reason why he's really good actually is because he has 200 health, which is quite strong. If you bring back a card like Drangel, although its power and health will go to 10, because you're using the planet Sindian, your opponent can only attack the creature with the highest health. So to get past your really weak Drangel, your opponent will first have to go through Dupab that has a pretty respectable 200 health. So that's another way it combos with the planet. The next card we have is a Combiner creature, and it takes the spot for being the creature with the highest health in the entire game. Its health is 500. Previously, the highest health of any card was 400, which was a tie between Meltalon, Zetare Mantilossus, Humongous Ancient Rockman, and the Island Beast Combiner. But this creature is called Sky Sentinel. It took me ages to draw, but I absolutely love the artwork for it. I'm just going to show you the artwork on its own first of all. Here it is. And I don't want to be a show-off or anything, but I'm pretty sure I want to frame this and put it over my bed because I really like that artwork. But you might actually be thinking this creature looks like it's from the planet Sindel because of the dark purples and red looking evil colours I've used on him. But a bit of backstory behind him. You see this bridge between the planet Sindian and Sindel. Sky Sentinel stands here and protects the planet Sindian from any invaders from the planet Sindel. But the reason why it's painted to look like a creature from the planet Sindel is out of respect, because it just shows to the creatures from the planet Sindian that it doesn't mean any harm to them. It just wants to protect and keep peace between the two planets. So yeah, that's a nice little bit of lore behind him. But anyway, here's the actual card. 500 health is almost unbeatable, and 200 power as well. But yeah, I really like this card. He's definitely one of my favourites from set 2, and definitely one of my favourite Combiner creatures overall. So yeah, Sky Sentinel. Okay, so those are all the creatures from set 2 for the planet Sindian. I'm going to get on to showing you some of the support cards for those creatures. The first one we have is a card called Benevolence, and it's an attachment card, and it reads, when you attach this card to a creature, show your opponent any amount of Sindian creatures from your hand, and the attached creature gains 30 power and health for each creature shown. So even if you just show 2, that adds 60 power and 60 health, which is quite a lot. I mean, it's almost as much as the Galactisaber and Galactihelm cards. But another good thing about it is you don't actually need to attach it to a Sindian creature. Yes, you have to reveal Sindian cards from your hand, so I'd probably recommend using it with a Sindian deck. But even if you just have the odd creature thrown in there that isn't from Sindian, you can still use it with that, so that's really good. Next up, we've got a generic card, which is another mystical relic card. We previously, from set 1, I had mystical relic Golden Chalice, and from set 2, I have mystical relic Gilded Compass. And it's a common card, it's a permanent resource, and it reads, once per turn, you can show your opponent one card in your hand. You shuffle that card into your galaxy and draw one new card. And the reason why this works with the planet Sindian is, well, first of all, it can work with Combiner creatures. If you draw one part of it and then you don't get the other, then you can just shuffle it back into your deck. But it also works with Drangel and Elite Drangel. Say you draw into your Elite Drangel and you can't play it, just put it back into your deck, wait for you to draw it again whilst you have a Drangel, and then you can go from there. Or if you have a Drangel and you don't have Elite Drangel, you can shuffle that back into your deck, and then again, wait till you get the other card. But yeah, this really works with any planet, and I just think it's a really good card to help keep your deck consistent and get the cards that you need. The next card we have is Relihex Mine, and there's the card Relihex Power Crystal from set 1, and this is where those crystals come from. And another bit of lore here, they were discovered when the planet Sindius was cut in half by the creatures from Barrow, and these minerals were found scattered amongst the inside of the planet, and they have mystical powers. And the mystical powers they are exerting in this card, which is an Activator card, it says, when your opponent draws a card or cards, you draw the same amount of cards. So, I mean, the obvious time to play this is when your opponent's turn begins. They draw a card to start their turn, you activate this when they draw it, and then you get to draw a card too. But the way you can really utilise it is if your opponent plays something like Cosmic Treasure, which lets you draw 2 cards. Or the best way I can think to utilise it is when your opponent plays Star Path, where your opponent pays stars in multiples of 4, and then draws a card for every 4 they paid. So if they pay 12 stars, then they get to draw 3 cards. But then you can just activate your Relihex Mine, and then you can also draw 3 cards, and you don't have to pay any stars for it. So this card, it's a good card overall, but it has the potential to be really good if you get lucky enough to activate it at the right time. So guys, I want to thank you for watching this video. Let me know what your favourite card from this planet is. Let me know if you like the cards from this planet and you think you'll be using them when Chaos Galaxy eventually comes out. But apart from that, please like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. And my next video, I have something in the mail from the GameCrafter. You can probably guess what it is, but I'm not going to tell you any more than that. I'll leave you to look forward to it on hopefully next week's episode. So, yeah, stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.